Hello and welcome to Cần Thơ News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. Here are today's headlines.
Leaders of Cần Thơ City can inspect the progress rate preparation for the commencement of Visit Vĩnh Thạnh Industrial Park project. Leaders of Cần Thơ City came to track the construction progress of the bidding packages in project number 3 on developing Cần Thơ City and enhancing urban adaptability. The Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam has just informed organizations and units in the aviation sector about the limitation of utilizing the data and documents integrated on the VNeID application.
The chairman of Cần Thơ City People Party Committee, Mr. Trần Việt Trường, and leaders of relevant departments, District Party Committee and People Committee of Vĩnh Thạnh District on May 4th came to inspect the progress rate of the preparation for the commencement of VSIP Vĩnh Thạnh Industrial Park project. Up to now, 25 out of 31 cases in the project connecting Highway 80 to Vĩnh Thạnh Industrial Park have received refunds and have handed over the premises. There are now bid packages in place for construction, supervision, relocating water pipelines, and connecting low-voltage electrical lines. A temporary road of 10 meters wide will soon be made available for access to the site of the groundbreaking event. Some work has also been finished on the project to build the road that connects Vàm Cống to the industrial park. Bidding for this project is expected in June and construction will start in July 2023. As for the project of the resettlement area to serve the industrial zone, the application for evaluation and approval of the planning project has been completed. In general, the people have been very supportive throughout the first phase of Vĩnh Thạnh Industrial Park project implementation. People agreed to hand over the land sooner than anticipated since much of the land in the area where the groundbreaking ceremony is scheduled is unoccupied and devoid of buildings. Cần Thơ City has urged the investors to contact the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment to approve the environmental impact assessment report in May. At the same time, coordinate with the functional agencies and Vĩnh Thạnh District to carry out the first phase of land allocation procedures. On the morning of May 5th, Mr. Nguyễn Văn Hồng, Vice Chairman of the People Committee of Cần Thơ City, and Mr. Nguyễn Ngọc Tâm, Head of the Propaganda and Education Board of the City Party Committee, came to check the construction progress of the bidding packages in project number 3 on developing Cần Thơ City and enhancing urban adaptability.
Through inspecting the bidding packages of project number 3 and listening to reports on the implementation progress rate as well as difficulties in implementing the project, the city leaders noted some additional issues for the investor and the construction units, such as strengthening construction measures to ensure progress, coordinating with related sectors to carry out site clearance work, removing difficulties when implementing the bidding package. At the same time, it's necessary to take measures to ensure good traffic for pedestrians to prevent accidents at work and to equip vehicles according to the plan to ensure traffic at construction sites. The investor has a specific construction plan in combination with regular inspection and supervision on the construction site to avoid prolonged entanglement.
In 2022, the export turnover of Cần Thơ City to the Chinese market reached over 130 million USD. The main output is processed agricultural products, garments and aquatic products. Since the beginning of this year, export sales to China have reached about 15% compared to the same period last year. The main seafood products exported to China are mainly butterfly cut pangasius, frozen pangasius. For agricultural products and processed agricultural products, there are dried fruit, canned fruit, and mostly processed food products such as plant oil and rice bran. Cần Thơ City enterprises export to the Chinese market mainly by official routes through Cái Cui, Cát Lái, and Cái Mép ports. In addition to promoting connections with localities with border gate system to neighboring countries, Cần Thơ City also proposes that the Ministry of Industry and Trade and relevant ministry and branches support coordination in organizing online or direct supply and demand connections between businesses in Cần Thơ City and Chinese enterprises, hence promoting import and export. The exam to select workers to work in South Korea under the EPS program Phase 1 had more than 12,000 entries, but the number of registration reached nearly 23,500, the highest in the past 10 years.
The industrial sector has the most people enrolled, with up to 19,200, whereas South Korea only needs to hire 6,300. The industries that have lesser registrations were fisheries, with 2,600 entries, agriculture with 1,300 entries, and construction workers with 343 entries. These numbers are higher than the recruitment target of the more than 4,841 and 901, respectively. The number of registrations for this year's exam is double that the past and the highest in the past 10 years. Previously, in 2022, the EPS program recruited nearly 2,800 people.
From now on, people traveling by plane can use their electronic identification account on the VNEID application to check in, instead of citizen identification card. The Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam has just informed organizations and units in the aviation sector about the implementation of utilizing the data and documents integrated on the VNEID applications. The Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam requires airports and airlines to use passenger data on VNEID to confirm identification while checking in. In addition, passengers can still use other alternative forms of identification such as identity cards, citizen identification, driver license, press cards, and identification paper to check in. Outside of the boarding procedures, people can use VNEID to perform online public services such as resident notice, permanent residence registration, temporary residence declaration, and temporary absence. Phong Điền District has just opened its Intelligent Operations Center.
The People's Committee of Phong Điền District has been working with VNPT Cần Thơ to construct an Intelligence Operations Center based on the city's operations since the end of 2021. So far, the construction of technical infrastructure has been completed with modern facilities and equipment. The 9 areas concerned for the center are socio-economic supervision, monitoring the performance of the government, supervising the system of receiving and analyzing people's feedback, supervising and operating security, order, and traffic safety, executive supervision of the health sector, supervising and operating the education sector, supervising and operating the tourism sector, intelligent lighting operating monitoring, and intelligent radio operating monitoring.
According to the announcement of the General Department of Tourism, the whole country is estimated to have served more than 300,000 foreign visitors, while also welcoming over 7 million domestic visitors, an increase of 40% compared to the same period in 2022, of which 3.2 million are guests staying overnight. The total revenue from tourism is estimated at 24,000 billion VND, up 9% over the same time period. Along with Cần Thơ, during the holidays, Ho Chi Minh City, Thanh Hóa, and Hanoi are the provinces and cities that attract a large number of tourists, in which Ho Chi Minh City served 950,000 tourists, an increase of more than 126% over the same time period. In contrast, Kiên Giang's number of visitors decreased by 9.4% over the same period last year. Here are today's weather forecasts. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.